Hi guys, it's Amber from Amber Eats Books, and I'm here today to film my update for hashtag on the booktube shelf. This is for our May pick, and that is If You Only Knew by Kristan Higgins. I am doing the update up to page 205, and I have to say, I'm really enjoying this so far, and I didn't think I was going to because this is such a departure from what I normally read. Contemporary romance or chick lit or women's fiction, whatever you want to call this, is not my normal go-to genre. It just is not a genre that works for me a lot of the time. But there's something about this book. Maybe it's just the timing. Maybe I was so ready for just an easier, lighter read than some of the books I had been reading. Or maybe it's just this book is one of the really good ones. But I'm really, really loving it. So this follows two sisters, one named Jenny. She lived in Manhattan. She is a wedding dress designer. She was very successful, but she decided after divorcing her husband that maybe it was time to move back home. So she moves back to Cambria-on-the-Hudson, which is a smaller town in New York, and she opens her own shop called Bliss. She moves into this, what I think is a duplex. It sounds like there's an apartment on top and an apartment kind of in the basement. She lives on top and her super lives in the basement, but really he's not that good at being a super, but he seems to be really attractive and seems to be a really good guy. His name is Leo. I'm really rooting for these two. She divorced her husband amicably. They have remained friends, and she's even friends with his new wife and helped deliver the new wife's baby. They keep popping up in her life over and over, where I'm kind of like telling her as I'm reading this, I'm like, Jenny, you just need a clean break. You need to let them know they can't be in your life all the time. I mean, it's great to be friends with an ex, but if it's really bogging you down and hurting you every time you're seeing this person, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. So that's one little thing that I wanted to throw in there. What did you guys think about that situation? Let me know down in those comments. But Leo seems to be a really genuinely sweet, nice person. However, he is a little standoffish as far as romantic interest goes. He seems to kind of flirt with Jenny, but at the same time, he pulls back and he tells her towards the end of this 205 pages, you know, you just don't want to be involved with me. So I feel like he's really hiding something. I don't know what that something is, but he's definitely hiding something that's going on. He had a mystery date with this blonde girl, and she doesn't know who it is, but at the same time, she was having a date with someone, a blind date with someone, and this blind date kind of went off on her and was just incredibly rude. I think his name was Jimmy. He was so rude and yelling, and Leo never stepped in, never really said anything, and I felt kind of bad for Jenny because she was kind of wishing that he would, and so was I. I was like, please, just do something, but he really didn't do anything, and then he said, you know, you don't want to be involved with me. So I'm really interested to see what is in store for him. Then we also follow her sister's story, which is Rachel. Now, Rachel has been married for a few years. She had trouble getting pregnant, but she ended up going through fertility treatments and ended up with three girls who are triplets. She is a stay-at-home mother. That's all she ever dreamed about. All she ever wanted was to be a stay-at-home mom and to be a great wife and to have a great family. She loves being a stay-at-home mother. She loves her children. She loves her husband, until one day she finds out that her husband has been sexting another person. She ends up confronting him, and he denies it at first, but then when she meets him at his office for lunch one day, surprises her husband at the office one day for lunch, she ends up meeting another woman, and instantly she just knows that he cheated on her. When she confronts him a second time with this information, I felt he was so blunt and so just hurtful with how he came across. She basically says, you know, why did you cheat on me? He goes, because the sex was amazing. She has an amazing body. Blah, blah, blah. But I love you. I want to be with you. But she is just, blah, blah, blah. Like he's addicted to her or something. And I just found it so rude and so hurtful. Even if you did cheat and this did happen and you're remorseful about it, why would you keep kind of throwing things in her face like that? So I just can't stand him. I hope that she is going to get the courage to finally just kind of tell him off, because she's really just dealing with it. They're going to marriage counseling, and she's kind of just sucking up all these feelings that she has, and I feel like she's just going to explode at some point. towards the end of these 205 pages, we did meet this other guy. I think his name is Gus. Yes, his name is Gus. And he ends up stopping to help her because she has this crisis where her triplets are throwing up all over the car, and he ends up stopping and coming back to her house with her and helping clean out the car. And he just seems like a really sweet person, and he ends up emailing her after with his phone number and saying it was really great to see you. So I don't know where that storyline is going to go, but I'm hoping she tells Owen off and maybe finds happiness somewhere else. We'll see. I'm not sure. Maybe she'll stick with Owen. I don't know. But so far, like I said, I'm really enjoying this. Romance books, normally, I'm the type of person that sits there rolling my eyes. I'm like, oh my God. There are a few moments in here where I can say that it is like a typical romance type story, or things just work out a little too well, or whatever the case may be. There are just a few things where I'm like, oh God. But the rest of the storyline is so good that I can forgive those and look past them, and just, I'm really into it. Now that I filmed the wrap up, I can't wait to go sit down and to read the rest of the book. I'm probably just going to devour it in the next day or so because it's so good. I just want to know what happens. Next update is going to be done by Kristan. She's going to be doing up to page 275, and that's going to be posted around the 27th. So look out for that. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as me. Leave your thoughts and comments down below, letting me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling while you're reading this. I'm so glad you guys have joined us, and I'm having a blast doing hashtag on the booktube shelf. Make sure that you use hashtag on the booktube shelf when you're posting about anything so we can find your posts. I've been kind of looking on Instagram and Twitter, just kind of looking for posts. So if you use that, I can find it a little easier. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week and happy reading.